One routine flight, one critical mistake, and a disaster that changed aviation forever.
On a cold January evening in 1989, London Heathrow Airport carried on with its usual rhythm of departures and arrivals.
For the passengers, this was an ordinary flight, a short journey home, familiar and routine.
The aircraft itself was new Gabet, modern, efficient, and trusted to carry its occupants safely through the night sky.
Inside the cabin, passengers relaxed, unaware that their routine journey would soon become anything but ordinary.
Up front, the flight crew prepared with confidence, backed by years of experience and routine procedure.
Nothing about this departure hinted at disaster, yet history was already in motion.
The captain was one of the airline's most experienced pilots, with decades in the cockpit and thousands of flight hours behind him.
Beside him sat the first officer, younger but fully qualified, trained to follow procedure and support the captain at every stage.
Although the aircraft carried a familiar name, this version was different. Updated SATA systems, new display.
Pilots transitioning to this aircraft were not required to train in a simulator, relying instead on classroom instruction and written material.
The aircraft taxied through Heathrow's complex maze of taxiways, guided by lights and radio instructions. The aircraft taxied through Heathrow's complex maze of taxiways, guided by lights and radio instructions.
Moments later, the aircraft lined up on the runway, ready to lift into the night sky. Engines advanced to full power. The aircraft surged forward, accelerating toward liftoff. Flight 92 lifted smoothly into the darkness, leaving London behind and heading toward what was meant to be a short, uneventful journey.
The aircraft climbed smoothly through the night, its departure from London already becoming just another memory.
Inside the cockpit, the workload eased as the autopilot took control and routine checks continued.
In the cabin, passengers settled in, unaware of how fragile this calm truly was.
Air traffic control cleared the flight higher, step by step toward cruising altitude.
Everything appeared normal as the aircraft climbed toward its planned cruising level.
Then, without warning, the aircraft began to shake. The vibration intensified, rattling the cabin and throwing passengers into panic. Outside the window, bursts of flame tore through the darkness. In the cockpit, every eye turned to the instruments. The next decisions would be critical. Instinctively, the captain disengaged the autopilot and took manual control of the aircraft.
Was left to diagnose the emergency, scanning instruments as the aircraft shook violently.
The engine displays looked familiar, but their layout was subtly different and dangerously misleading.
Under stress, the first officer focused on the wrong visual cue, a critical mistake born of pressure and fatigue.
Drawing on past experience, the captain formed a mental picture that no longer matched the aircraft he was flying.
As smoke and burning odors reached the cabin, fear quietly spread among the passengers. Power was reduced on the engine they believed was failing. The shaking stopped. To the crew, it felt like confirmation that they had made the right decision. The roll was corrected instinctively to Zuelin, without questioning what had caused it. The aircraft quietly rolled to the left, a vital clue that went unnoticed in the darkness.
For a brief moment, the vibration returned naturally, then faded once again.
The temporary calm reinforced their belief that the problem had been correctly identified.
Believing the emergency under control, the crew decided to divert to a nearby airport.
Cabin crew were informed that the flight would divert, though few details were shared.
Passengers sensed something was wrong, but were left without clear answers. The instruments continued to display the truth failed, but no one was listening.
Air traffic control coordinated the diversion, guiding the aircraft toward its new destination.
As the aircraft descended, the cockpit workload steadily increased.
There was a brief moment of doubt, a pause where the course of the flight might have changed. Moments later, the wrong engine was shut down, Arita, sealing the aircraft's fate. The healthy engine fell silent, leaving the aircraft dependent on a damaged one. The auxiliary power unit came online, masking the severity of what had just occurred. Once again, the absence of immediate symptoms reinforced a dangerous illusion of safety.
In the cabin, crew members had seen something very different by our... but no one asked.
Without a structured briefing, vital information never reached the flight deck.
The aircraft began its descent, unaware that its margin for error had vanished.
Some passengers could see the danger clearly, even if the cockpit could not. The crew configured the aircraft for a single-engine approach.
Flaps 20.
Speed checked, landing checklist complete.
As drag increased, the remaining engine was pushed closer to its limits. To maintain airspeed, more power was demanded from an engine already on the brink of failure. As power increased, the vibrations surged beyond safe limits.
Internally, the damaged engine was tearing itself apart.
The cockpit filled with competing alerts as workload peaked.
In the cabin, panic returned as the aircraft shook once more. Then, just seconds from the runway, the remaining engine began to fail. The engine failed completely. The aircraft was now powerless.
The crew attempted to restart the shutdown engine planes, but time was running out.
A final announcement told passengers to brace for impact.
Brace for impact! Heads down, stay down! Brace.
In the final seconds, there was nothing left to do but hold on. The aircraft struck the ground, just short of the runway.
Momentum carried the aircraft across a major motorway.
The aircraft broke apart on impact.
Then, there was silence.
Emergency services arrived within minutes.
Daylight revealed the full scale of the tragedy. Rescue teams worked through the night, saving who they could.
Daylight revealed the full scale of the tragedy.
The cause began to emerge. Catastrophic engine vibration and failure. Attention turned to training practices that had left crews unprepared. Investigators searched for answers among the wreckage.
Human factors, not just mechanical failure, were central to the disaster.
47 lives were lost, never to be forgotten.
From tragedy came lessons that continue to save lives every day.
The accident reshaped training, cockpit design, and crew communication worldwide.
In the days that followed, the entire fleet was grounded.
Engineers began a full reassessment of the aircraft's power plant design.
Abnormal vibration had caused metal fatigue, leading to blade failure.
At high power and altitude, the engine was operating in a dangerous resonance range.
Reducing power masked the failure by temporarily stabilizing the damaged engine. Crew resource management emerged as a cornerstone of modern aviation safety. Once the wrong conclusion was reached, every cue reinforced it. Simulator training became mandatory for aircraft transitions.
Simulator training became mandatory for aircraft transitions.
Critical information was redesigned to prevent misinterpretation.
Takeoff configuration, normal.
Verified, normal.
Procedures evolved to emphasize verification over speed.
Automation was redefined as a tool for thinking, not a loss of control. Regulators strengthened certification and training standards worldwide.
The lessons of Flight 92 echoed across the global aviation community.
Every checklist now carries the weight of past experience.
Commercial aviation today is safer than ever before.
But progress came at a terrible cost.
Those who lost their lives are remembered, always. Those who lost their lives are remembered, always.
Flight 92 changed aviation forever, and its lessons endure in every safe departure.
Responsibility was complex, froned, shared across systems, decisions, and design. The surviving pilots carried the weight of the tragedy for the rest of their lives. The surviving pilots carried the weight of the tragedy for the rest of their lives.
The accident was not the result of one mistake, but many.
Aviation studies its failures, so they are never repeated.
Memory itself became a safety barrier.
Today, challenge and verification are expected, not questioned.
The industry continues to learn from Flight 92.
Aviation safety is built deliberately and continuously. Modern design works to eliminate ambiguity.
Behind every statistic was a family forever changed.
Aviation moved forward, changed, but stronger.
They were names, not numbers.
Today's confidence is quiet flying, earned through vigilance.
This story matters because it still protects lives.
This documentary is dedicated to those who lost their lives.
And to those who learn, so others may live. Every lesson learned is a life protected.